What an idiot. You know what I realized today that absolutely destroyed me? March is only 5 months away.
Beyond this lost memory, there was nothing. I had to follow the footsteps of my past self to find out what had happened that night.
So, like, yeah. November, December, January, February, March. 5 months away. Yeah. March of 2024.
I remembered being
We are further removed from the March Madness I just did.
surprised to see the cabin dark. Alice would have never turned the lights off.
Shush!
Bird leg cabin. I'm sorry. I know.
Alice, here, what's going on? Hello?
Fallout. Oh, they're doing a magic Fallout crossover. Are they really? I almost bought the 10th Doctor crossover.
Thinking, I caught a glimpse of her form underwater.
I'm not
into the darkness.
super into Doctor Who, so I didn't necessarily want to, but I know
Diving
those are
after her was the last
hot
vague
tickets.
memory I had of that
so maybe
night.
I don't know.
After that, the next thing I could remember was waking up behind the wheel of the crash car and finding the first pages of the manuscript.
It resells for 90. Really? I'm gonna think about it then.
I couldn't find her in all that blackness. I must have thought she drowned.
Hey, Malik, over on YouTube, definitely enjoying the content. Hey, thank you. Appreciate it.
Alice!
Jagger had Alice, and so she had me.
Alice!
Good day, Governor. What's up, Malcolm? March 2024.
Look at the cabin. Is there someone in the window?
I picked up the Evil Dead Secret Lair stuff in the Creep
Maybe she
Show.
didn't drown after all. Maybe she's inside.
Alice!
Yes.
This old woman.
The dark presence had touched me. She had dug her nails into my brain and used me, made me her puppet.
Oh, those looked cool, Manny.
Upstairs in the study.
Alice!
Those looked really
that's
cool.
where she is. You can apologize.
Alice!
You'll laugh at the whole thing together and put it behind you.
Nah, it can be a money sink. Squid, I get it.
Alice?
She's not here.
I'm able to keep it in check
foolish to
because
think so. No,
I'm more into the
she's
card
dead.
collecting
She
side,
drowned.
which
No,
taps directly into my desire to not want to spend a shitload of money on things.
Your fault your wife is dead. You are guilty. All she wanted was to help you right. You killed her. Oh, hush. There's still hope. Cauldron Lake is a special place. Here, you have the power to change things. She wanted you to write. I will tell you what to do.
The owl.
You can write her back. The story will come true, and all will be well again.
Is there a trading card game that's taken
She
the
had
place of
Alice,
magic,
and the manuscript was the ransom for her.
so to speak?
Yes. All right. I'll fix it. I'll bring her back.
Don't. Why? No. What?
No. I wrote it. I remembered it all now. In the dark, I'd written for days, a week, almost a complete manuscript of a novel entitled Departure. Jagger had been my editor, whispering in my ear, making sure that the unfolding story would make her more and more powerful. I thought I was saving Alice.
Flesh and blood.
Even with the cobwebs she put in my head, some part of me had been aware enough to write my escape into the story. to bring a light into the cabin to release me before I could finish. To interrupt the horror story before the ending, where darkness consumed everything and everyone. Zane was weak and far away, but I had written him into the story, and his light had been enough to set me free.
It isn't here now. I'm here because
Oh, these are cool looking.
I brought the light to set you free. You must hurry. It will know I'm here. It will be back soon. It stole the skin of my Barbara a long time ago. She looks so old.
Disney Lorcana?
I had woken up,
Yikes.
confused and groggy. My mind consumed by darkness and fear. All I could do was to escape. The week spent in the cabin had taken its toll. I was barely conscious and fading fast. It had to have cost Zane terribly, thrown him even deeper into whatever dark place he now haunted. But he had managed to weaken the dark presence, kept me safe that night.
Alan, no! This brings us back to the start of our story, huh?
I wrote it. It's my fault.
That's right, James Joyce. It's your fault, and you're gonna pay for it.
Damn. See, I feel like Pokemon would be a one that I would find
Previously,
reasonable addiction in. I just can't go there, you know, but I see it being a dark hole potentially, you know.
on Alan Wake, under the influence of the dark
From like the collection side of things more so.
presence, I wrote a horror story that is coming true. Jagger had been my editor, making sure that the unfolding story would make her more and more powerful. Some part of me had been aware enough to write my escape into the story.
Together we can create something absolutely wonderful.
So wait a minute, that's exactly what somebody said earlier, that they would write themselves out of the thing first and then go back and help.
The lake, it does something to the works of art created here. It makes them come true. My mom gave me this old light switch.
The clicker.
Alice is being kept in a dark prison. I need to find Cynthia Weaver to fix
It's
this.
your fault, and you're gonna pay for it.
Oh, I'll absolutely pick up the Fallout stuff.
Counties. Naturally, we hope to break the record set by last year's Moose Fest in our neighboring town, Watery. Ladies and gentlemen, some people have asked me, what's the big deal about Deer Fest? And I think that this sums it up. It's about friendship and community. We've got a great party coming up, but let's try to hold it in until tomorrow and get through the night in one piece, all right?
I have it. Someone will come for it when the time is right. Thomas said so. He wrote it. The key is insurance. It's my job to keep it safe. Safe in the light. Always in the light.
All the manuscript pages were gone. The FBI agent had taken them.
I think my tongue just took a crap in my mouth. Ugh. Oh, wait, we're in jail now? Al. Al, this is not good.
So I
That about sums it
I
up.
didn't play the DLC that ties into Alan Wake yet, but I'm gonna. But I would imagine that's probably true.
Drinking
Gumpable?
again.
Based on what I
need to talk to
remember
Weaver. She's the one in the song.
of like the base
lady
game.
of the light.
What, the crazy lady? Ugh, whatever you
What
say,
the hell
Al,
kind
but
of
we're
game are you
stuck
playing,
here.
Nightingale?
They're not
You haven't
gonna.
even interviewed Wake.
I had some reading to do first, Sheriff.
Oh,
And let me tell you,
oh
it was
no.
an interesting read. Well, I've got you now, Raymond Chandler.
It's all here. All the evidence, including conspiracy to murder a federal agent. There's no way you're walking out of here. You hear me in there, Bret Easton Ellis? Huh?
Agent Nightingale, I want to talk to your superior.
Well, we all want things.
She is like incapable of handling. This guy needs a leash, and she can't hold it.
Sheriff, I wanted my... Look, that's not possible right now.
Agent Nightingale, I insist.
That's Miss Chenandler Bong. Thank you very much.
Wake, what's wrong?
Lady, are you stupid? It's a trick. It's an obvious trick.
Okay, I've had enough of this crap. Wake, I'm gonna trust you with this.
You're joking.
Agent Nightingale, your opinion would matter more if you were sober and if I actually believed you were here on official business.
Whoa! Get back in the cell, Stephen King. The only way you're leaving this place is over my dead...
You called me Stephen King already. Find another one.
Wait a minute. I know this...
Oh my God!
Light. We need light. It's the only way to fight this thing.
In my office. I've got your things there. Follow me.
Oh man, we're sitting ducks with the lights.
Nightingale reads the manuscript.
Nightingale tried to make sense of the manuscript. It was disjointed and strange. He didn't understand half of it, but it all rang true. Impossibly true. He took out his hip flask when he reached the page that described how he reached the page that made him take out his hip flask. It wasn't the booze that made his mind real.
That's great. I love that.
Stay cool. I can get the emergency power on.
Nightingale attacked by the dark presence.
Nightingale felt the situation veering out of his control, but the gun at least felt steady in his hands. He was ready to fire, resolved that he would let this happen over his dead body. And yet he hesitated. He had seen this moment before, read it in the page. He was transfixed by the deja vu and the horror that he was a character in a story someone had written. Then the monstrous presence burst in behind him and dragged him into the night.
I've brought it up a few times, but there's this proxy set that I really want to get, but it's like, I think it's like 80, 90 bucks to print out yourself. It's called The Hollows of Lordran. Can I find the full, there it is, the website for it. It's a Dark Souls Magic the Gathering. I've always wanted to have these printed out just to, as like a person who loves to collect like the little cards for the artwork and whatnot. I just think they're cool. I'll link these in the chat. There's a whole thing to this game too, like. Yeah, I've been thinking of doing it. I just didn't really feel like I had the disposable income to throw at that and not, you know, literally anything else. Cat food, whatnot. Maybe for like Christmas or something. Yeah, I was wondering that too, if they weren't gonna eventually just do like an official crossover. But I think it would be cool to have it. You know what one I also never got? I never got the Warhammer 40K crossover. I never found it anywhere. Have a good one, Squid. We're doing more Alan Wake tomorrow. That's pretty much what the whole week is looking like. Thursday, if I'm not gonna do the Control DLC or anything, I'd love to fit in some Cyberpunk just to change it up a little bit. But that's the idea. And then Friday, Mike the Bard's hosting Flagship Friday, and I think I've convinced them all to play Ghostbusters Spirits Unleashed because I like that game. So I think that's what we're going to be doing, 2 p.m. Central. All right. Is it Jeep right now? I'll take a look.
Here are your things. Wake, what do I need to know? What do you need from me?
They can be hurt in the light, only in the light. And I need to find Cynthia Weaver. She can help me stop this.
Light. Check.
I'm going to do American
Cynthia.
Nightmare, yeah.
She lives in the old decommissioned power plant.
And if...
I can get you there pretty quickly in the rescue chopper.
What's
Come
happening?
on, let's get back to your friend.
I can't. There we go.
Wheeler, I need you to stay here.
What? No.
We're going to fetch our ride, but I have friends who need to be warned about this, and I can't be in 2 places at once. I need your help.
Well, okay.
It just means you need to go to sleep. Good night,
I need
Squid.
you to call them and tell them you have a message from me. Night Springs.
This stuff's
okay?
going up on
They'll know what to
YouTube,
do.
so...
Night Springs? Like the TV show? Gotcha. Oh, hey, that radio guy is on the list. Maine. Who's Frank Breaker? He related to you?
My dad.
Hey, is this like a secret society?
Can you do this? You'll be safe here. The backup power's on. These guys need to be alerted, just in case we don't come back.
You'll come back for me though, right?
As soon as we get the chopper ready. Thanks, Wheeler. I owe you one.
The chopper?
Okay, let's go, Wake. Through the
Holy
back.
shit, are we suddenly
hangover
in
wants a
Left 4
pizza.
Dead?
Think there's any way I could order one, Al? Hello, Mr. Breaker. This is Barry Wheeler.
I don't feel good about her
Oh,
odds,
hell.
man.
Whatever took Nightingale must have
Aldershot,
broken
thanks for the
gate
13
controls.
months.
We can't reach the gate's control box from here. We need to get to the other side over the rooftop.
I'll go. I'll open the gate for you once I'm across. You stay here in the light and cover me, Sheriff, okay?
Are you sure? Okay then, but hurry.
Find a way to access the rooftop. I had a feeling I had to be doing something back here. Ow. Ask Barry to carry the gnome to the exit. I'll try. He never listens to me. This black slime shit, which I always forget. I feel like this black slime was a much bigger deal in the original. It's just kind of like there in this one. Yeah. Anyone here have that thing happen where you want to do something with your time real bad and you can't figure out which thing to do and then nothing? Yeah. That was incredible. That was absolutely incredible. Not always. Way to go, Alan. Way to be. why I thought I could walk across that little plank.
Hey, Sheriff, your password. Night Springs? What's that all about?
It's a stupid joke we have. That Bright Falls is the original inspiration for the TV show. This town can get weird at times. Never this weird, though. You need to bypass the damaged control box.
Excuse me, did you
What am I,
actually
an
just reference
electrician?
Twin
Hold
Peaks?
Ah, damn. That's smart.
Good job, Wade. Okay, stick close. Our first stop is the town hall. The keys to the chopper are there.
You're playing Cyberpunk, then you wanted to play Liza P, then Armored Core. And then instead you just watched the Star Wars trilogy. Analysis paralysis is a real thing, but I think that's a little different than what your kind of discussing. Because sometimes that can be like a legit analysis paralysis thing. Sometimes it just could just be the mood you're in. Sometimes it's actually kind of like a depression thing. I don't even want to say depression, just like a momentary, you know, like a mood. Oh God. Say freeze, Sarah? You're actually gonna do that? I'm supposed to be following you. It's a really impressive flashlight. I agree. It's very it's very, could you step out of the car, sir? You know?
Hands off! Keep them off me!
Oh, are you going this way, Sarah? Okay. Right. That's, I guess that's why I wanted to distinguish between like depression and just a mood, because I think depression is.
And I thought New Yorkers were rude.
Well, I guess there's a difference between just kind of being depressed on a day and just actually having like clinical depression. But you might like be in kind of like a depressed mood, you know, and not want to do anything. Wow! A funk, if you will, yes.
Space!
Gonna lurk with mute while you binge Gen V. Is that any good?
What?
Sure, and that's
Wait, over here.
Again,
There's
why I
light.
wanted to distinguish, because like some people really suffer. So it's kind of like when I said the other day I didn't want to minimize somebody else's
Watch my back, Wade.
issues by saying, you know,
It's an ambush.
depression or whatever, you know. I get a little anal about that kind of stuff. I think a lot of people will overuse certain clinical terms and it minimizes people who actually suffer through certain things. say, oh, I've got PTSD over this thing, and I'm like, you don't know what that's like. Don't do that. Saying you have a anxiety disorder, my anxiety over this or that or whatever, and it's like, no, you're just a little nervous. Oh my God, it's W. Shand. Excuse me, it's Will Shand now. My bad. Welcome in. As you can see, it's nice and cozy in here. Today, Shan taught us all about the wonders of American capitals,
Let's go, Wake.
such as corn and ranch dressing. He's all-knowing and wise. Canadian streamer Will Shand taught you about American capitals. Okay, please tell me more because I really want to know. Well, you're just in time, Ace, because we're about to learn about America. There's two capitals, corn and ranch. Have I told you about my ranch dressing theory? Are you aware
corn
of my ranch dressing theory? Let me enlighten you. Hang on. So to do this first, you have to pull up. I always do this. You have to pull up like a Hidden Valley Ranch commercial. It doesn't matter which one. Typically, like the older the better, like one of these. This one works really well in specific, but you got to mute this. And then you have to find the Dave Matthews hit song, Ants Marching. And then you have to do this. I'm telling you, they fit together really well. Specifically, you have to kind of go to the middle of the song to get, there's like a breakdown. There it is, right there. Yeah, and I was gonna say the worst part is that he actually says goes to visit his mommy. I think it's about here. There it is. Yeah, goes to visit his mommy. What is that? So anyways, yeah, that addresses one of them. That addresses ranch. So Dave Matthews is clearly the president of the first American capital, ranch. The second American capital you said was corn. Maybe I have them backwards. Point being, I live in the Cornhusker state. I live in Nebraska, which I think means I'm the president. Either that or we're talking about the band Korn and it's Jonathan Davis. I don't know. You scream Hidden Valley. You represent. It's good.
Drawing from reserve power.
Have you heard Ben Folds fine? Iowa holds the supreme corn. What's funnier is I think Iowa does like per capita have more corn in it, yet we're called the Cornhusker state.
Okay, someone's messed with the fuse box here, but you should be able to jury rig it while I find the keys.
I already got electrocuted once today. How about I look for the keys and you get burned for a change?
Fine. They should be in the clerk's office on the other side of the building near the main entrance.
Gotcha.
But yeah, absolutely. As far as those two, so clearly Ants Marching is the national anthem of the state of Ranch, which means that the national anthem for the state of Corn is definitely this. That's my favorite part right there.
Corn.
Is that talent? What is that? You want to see the captions? Now I kind of wonder. Hang on. Let's go look it up. Corn Twist official audio. Closed captions unavailable. Damn. Corn Twist. Closed captions unavailable. Okay. Hang on. I got one better. These are the lyrics. Wait, there's actually lyrics? You're not the right one, dumb damn rapper. Not the right goddamn. Who are you to rap shit? Take off. And who's...
Not rrh rot dot hen dot hen dot parot dot hen not hen dot pun dot kcot hen dot rrr dot ko magraya dot hozet part dot kosum play to we dot think up a bite russum times you might do rrhwe salt we might not mean but hot something. What are you in? Lado bro, what our minds is dot who heartin dot in by to non other not you who rate no who dot ha.
Damn. What about sign language translate? That's a great idea, Finish. Hang on. Corn Twist sign language. The most metal sign interpreter doing an incredible job at a corn show. That's not exactly what I wanted, but I'll take it. Well, this has been enlightening. I'm playing Alan Wake. What was Shand up to? I mean, here's the thing, Finish. I went on this dive the other day because I felt like listening to an album I hadn't heard in a long time. Some of you are about to show your age, maybe, if you recognize this. It was an album by a band called Glassjaw. The album is called Everything You Ever Wanted to Know About Silence. A young skin teen made a website about them for her senior class project, and I aced it, so I put it on the internet. I was like, "Oh, this is good. If I got such a great glowing score for school, I'm gonna put it on the internet." This is how the band ended up emailing me and calling me and going, "How the fuck do you know who we are?" Thus begins my relationship with the band Glassjaw. Hang on. Hang on. This isn't Glassjaw. This is Adam Sandler. Looking like Barry. I promise this is going somewhere. I gotta find this picture. Personals? Download? Oh my god, where did I put it? I have a picture that will prove myself. Well, anyways, I'll keep talking about it. So I listened to this album, and it has some of the most... There it is. It has some of the most brazenly misogynistic lyrics I've ever heard in my entire life. And, like, I knew the lyrics were bad back then, but I, like, under the lens of 2023, I was not prepared for how truly awful they were. I was not prepared for how truly bad these lyrics were. Hang on. So much so that this is like a thing that they ended up doing. Like, they're very aware of how bad this is. But so to the point of like pointing out how awful lyrics are from some of your favorite songs. This album is like written in the wake of like a breakup. So it is scornfully awful. They were always nice to me. I mean,
The darkness that wore Barbara Jagger's face was furious. The story in the manuscript had been making it stronger all the time, but now the light had set the writer free and hurt it, weakened it. It was only a matter of days before the dark presence would be strong again. But meanwhile, it would be difficult to recapture the writer.
There's an awful Glassjaw Angel Fire website. No, that wasn't it. Have a good one, CTX Crimson. Do you think other bands are going to end up doing this in the 2030s and 2040s, like the Stained 32 Coyotes thing? Maybe.
Goes to visit his mommy. 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 Mommy, to whom he goes to visit.
Yeah.
Visit to his mommy he goes. Goes to visit his mommy. Do. Goes to visit his mommy.
Yeah.
Money.
God.
Mommy visit to go his. His mommy goes to visit him.
Somebody send this to Dave Matthews.
Goes to visit his mommy.
He was getting worried at the station. He wanted us to hurry.
Thank you, Yer. I don't think Dave's gonna see the humor. Oh. You loved the album Worship and Tribute. That's a good one. See, the first song I ever heard was a demo. It was the Dawn Fury demos, but it was a very specific one. There's like a Dawn Fury Sessions, and then there's Dawn Fury demos. I heard Star Above My Bed because a friend of mine was like, you like the Deftones, you might like this. And I was like, yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, Rock and Roll Hall of Famer Dave Matthews might. I feel like he's not going to appreciate it at all. He's just going to be like, what? What is this? What is this trash? The person who runs his social media will not pay it forward.
The keys aren't upstairs, Wake.
I'm just gonna take a quick look.
The impression of my friend crying. I told him, he messaged me a couple years ago, and I told him that I stream. And his response was, yo, you should fight me in Street Fighter on your stream. And I was like, I'm not gonna do that. And he was like, haha, damn. The darkness controls the take. Yeah, I know. Which fighter does Dave Matthews play? I don't know. Blanca. It's a good guess, I think. Oh my god, you think Blanca too? It's gotta be. To visit his mommy.
Okay, Sheriff, I got the keys.
What fighter does Dave Grohl have? He's absolutely a Chun-Li, dude. Ken, you think?
Barry?
Man, why do I know so much about
inside?
Street Fighter? That's weird.
Oh god.
Barry!
Oh god.
Barry! Look out! Barry, move! Ah! Barry!
He made it inside, Wake. He's okay. The storefront's blocked. Come on, Wake. Let's go around. We can meet him in the back.
Okay. Oh, Glam. You were Trav had you on the other day when what, it was like Sunday or something, and you were talking about whatever it's called, like Nightshade or something. It's a skin in Guild Wars that has the bats, the aura of bats. It gave me purpose. I have to do it. I have to do that. I have to get that. I have to make it. Did I see the movie City Hunter live action? The Jackie Chan one? Yeah. I know what you're gonna tell me. I actually missed that part. I was in the kitchen and Trav was losing his mind. But then I went back and I watched it. It's great, yeah. It's not recorded when Bright Falls was first formed as a nameless trading post, but it became a town when the Bright Falls Mining Company started to operate nearby in 1878. It was then that Hubert Biltmore, a fur trapper, and Amos Gunderson, a pioneer from Tacoma, decided to build a post office, saloon, and hotel, all operating from the same building. It was through the efforts of these two men that Bright Falls became the permanent and thriving town it is today. There's a Jackie Chan video game? No. What?
It's rabbit season.
Keep shooting!
Okay, all right. She's flexing. Okay. Jackie Chan PS2 game. Jackie Chan Adventures? This shit? A stunt master. Okay. Jackie Chan stunt master. Oh, this looks far superior. I think we have to play this. Oh, shit. Oh, my God. I have to put this on the list. Holy shit.
We can make it through the bookstore. Wheeler should be waiting for us in the backyard.
Keep the hell down or I'll call the sheriff.
Oh, hi, Doc. I've got it. Don't worry about it.
Sarah, about time somebody showed up.
He
All
looks...
this shooting in the air is idiotic.
He looks like I felt this morning when the cats wouldn't leave me the fuck alone. Trav came in and I was like, it doesn't fucking matter anymore. He was like, I'm closing this door.
These days they'll kill somebody. And over Deerfest.
I know. Go back to bed.
He's got a point, Wake. Look, this town can't take this.
It's me they want. The sooner I get out of here, the sooner you can all get back to life as usual.
I hope you're right. Come on, let me get this door open.
Yeah, I've been a hell of a plague on this town.
Bookstore?
Perks of being the sheriff. A girl needs to get around.
So yeah, Raiders, anybody coming in? I'm doing an entire, like, I'm playing through this. I'm gonna play through American Nightmare. I think if I've got time, I'm gonna do the DLC that links Control and Alan Wake together. And this is all in preparation for Alan Wake 2 coming out on Friday.
They're really taking advantage of your presence here, Wake. I heard they're selling a lot of your Alex Casey books.
Great, awesome. Cynthia's work.
Cynthia Weaver worked hard, following her obsessive rituals, sometimes fighting them, always giving in to them in the end. She haunted the halls of Bright Falls' abandoned power plant. She marked her caches with light-sensitive paint that could only be seen by eyes that had been touched by darkness and saved by light like she'd been. She was preparing defenses and supply lines for the war she knew would come. The war between the forces of light and darkness.
Does Max Payne link to this?
Right now, I'm not a big fan of my own writing.
I'll probably go back and play through all the Max Payne games. I played Max Payne 1 like several years ago. Wait a minute.
I don't see Barry.
No!
Look, Wake, maybe that's him. That's the way to the chopper.
No. I wasn't done looking. Yeah, this game's up there. I still think in terms of like games that are Twin Peaksy, Deadly Premonition is, I won't say better necessarily. I enjoy it. more, I think. But I do really like this game. This is probably in my top 10. I don't want to use the hunting rifle. Stop making me try to use the hunting rifle, Mom.
I'm gonna give Pastor Howard a piece of my mind about this lock. Ugh, I told him to get it fixed.
Here they come.
Labor. Let's take a break.
This is one of the I didn't pre-order a lot of games on 360, but I pre-ordered this. Whoa!
He's hitting us!
Holy shit!
Omega-3 fatty acids are good for your heart.
Oh, no you don't!
Nice. This and Limbo came for free on your R2-D2 360. Oh, wow.
Okay, it's open. Let's go, Wake.
Wow.
We keep them lit all night long on the night before Deerfest.
Great.
Why?
Well, it's tradition.
The Dark Presence hunts Wake.
For it to be free, the Dark Presence needed the writer to finish the story. Again and again, the story let it get frustratingly close to the writer without letting it capture him. It was bound by the events depicted in the manuscript, but it could pursue the writer indirectly, put others on the task, and stop those who would help him. It took over everything in its path, made them its puppets, and sent them after Alan Wake.
I just can't help but think about, because I was so, when a few days ago I was watching The Crowded Room on Apple TV, and then I watched this documentary about what it was based on. So it's based on a story called The Many Faces of Billy Milligan or something like that. This is a dude who had like 24 personalities.
We're almost there. We'll have to go through the basement to get to the parking lot.
Yeah, there's no way going through the crypt.
So I just keep thinking that Alan Wake just has an entire town of Twin Peaks in his head. And the thing is I've played this before. I just don't remember how it goes. Get out of here, Sheriff Hopper.
Oh, no you don't!
Yeah, 2 comes out in a couple of days. So I wanted to try to get through everything, just to kind of refresh myself on the lore.
Saw the light.
Oh my God, Barry! Hi.
You didn't like that one? A tough audience. Well, I got plenty more.
What are the Christmas lights for?
Protection, man. Like garlic against vampires.
Not quite how that works.
Vampires.
The helicopter's just across the parking lot and up the hill.
Whoa.
Come on.
I kind of move like the entity. Stop before you break the keyboard.
The Bright Falls General Store is now my favorite place in the entire world.
Same,
See
dude.
this headlamp? It's like a superpower. I can just look at one of those things and they die. It's my flaming eye of Mordor.
Good.
I wish I didn't say that.
No, it's fine, bro.
Hey, I want a headlamp.
Last one.
Alice trapped in the dark. Listen. Her name is Linda, all right?
Alice had screamed until she had no voice left to scream. Around her, the darkness was alive. It was cold and wet and malevolent and without end. She was a prisoner, trapped in the dark place. The terror would have burned her mind out, but one thing made her hang on. She could sense Alan in the dark. She could hear him. She could see the words he was writing as flickering shadows. He sensed her too. He was trying to work his way to her.
Bastard.
I hate Barry now. You know, instead of Cyberpunk on Thursday, we could do the wheel spin or like a horror game since Halloween. I suppose I could take a week off of Cyberpunk. I don't know.
No offense, Sheriff.
Is there anything in here? Go to the helipad. I figured if I did Cyberpunk, I mean, I do a lot of horror games anyways. It's not like I'm going to stop just when October ends. If anything, I just have a bunch of them to catch up on.
The helicopter's just up ahead. I'll need a while to prep for takeoff.
Don't take too long. I want to get out of here.
Let's make a deal and face the wheel. Name one video game that is not Jackie Chan. Does that mean you just want to see Jackie Chan video game? Are we having a final stand here? See, I'd make coffee, but I have to take my car in tomorrow morning, like really early. It's got a leaky tire. I have to get my tire fixed.
You will never get her back.
We're not ready to take off yet.
Well, get ready. I'll hold them off.
Don't test me. Oh shit. Wait, is that not on? It certainly looks on to me.
I'm skipping everything I dare on the checklist.
Aw, shit. Are you done yet? Yeah, I noticed that. The remake, they all just kind of like fly into the air. I don't know if that's a feature. Okay, just take your time. This is kind of like Diet Silent Hill, you know? Where's this other dude? Can we go?
Wait, we're leaving.
Nah. There we go.
Wait, you better put an end to this.
Just get me to Weaver, Sheriff.
You're taking a big chance on a local crazy lady, Al. I hope you're right about her, or we can kiss this town goodbye.
I hope you know how to deal with this, Wake. I guess you New Yorkers are used to rough situations like this.
Right. The city's a war zone. King Kong, mutant alligators, and Alex Casey shoots the place up every weekend. Look, I never even carried a gun until a couple of days ago.
Well, my dad used to be a cop there. Tells some pretty wild stories.
Stuff like this?
No.
Nice,
just
Genova.
normal bad stuff. Kind of like your books, Wake. I used to tease Dad that he was just like Alex Casey.
You've read me.
Oh, sure. You're a pretty good writer. A
Thanks.
little heavy on the metaphors, maybe.
No.
Nobody's ever said that before.
We're coming up on the power plant. See the lit building over there? And that's the dam further up the river. I can't land here. I'll take her down the road across the river.
Just get me there, Sheriff.
Hold on!
Ow!
Son of a bitch!
Oh shit, did I fall out of the chopper? Aw, hell. Aw, damn. Where did my all-powerful flashlight go? I hate it when I just lose my stuff. Across the transformer yard. Whoopsie doodle. I should probably take a quick break. 'Tis been a hot minute. Wow, this is quite the cache of ammo. That's just a fucking freezer full of ammo.
I had to do something about the chain for the door to open.
You mean like this? What? How did the chain explode into wood? I really want to finish Death Stranding too. It's something that I wanted to put on like an off day or something, but then I don't get an off day. I will figure this out. We will do the Death Stranding. Okay. Let me hit up the light here. Let's take that break I was talking about.